You're listening to the Social Selling Simplified podcast. Stick around if you too are obsessed with learning things that actually work and believe that success leaves clues. We're all about identifying results-producing roadmaps and getting super clear on how to scale and grow your online business. From part-timer to president, social selling expert Ashley Shaw will help you connect the dots and take the guesswork out of what works to grow a social selling empire. It's time to hear from social selling legends, listen in on truthful conversations, and learn the best tips and tricks to reduce the marketing overwhelm so you can build the social selling business of your dreams. If you're ready to go all in, no holding back, and build the business you've always wanted, you're in the right place. Here's your host, educator, social selling guru, and fitness industry OG, Ashley Shaw.
Hey guys, welcome to day 3 of the Cash Converting Challenge. Welcome back for all of you guys that have been with me every day here. I'm super excited to be jumping into day 3 with you guys. And I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. So if you want to have something that you've never had before, you're going to have to do things that you've never done before, which means becoming someone you've never been before. And challenges are the framework that we're going to be using to get there. So welcome to day 3 of the Cash Converting Challenge Masterclass. And if you enjoyed the training from yesterday as much as I did watching this morning, make sure to let me know in the comments there. Have you watched day number 2 and have you watched day number 1? Let me know in the comments. And if you were here with us live or caught the replay, let me know in the chat. Were you here live or did you watch the replay? So I'm really excited to get into day 3 with you guys. It's going to be an amazing day here today. And congrats again on seeing the value of understanding what's happening here with challenges, because I'm sure as we talked about yesterday, as you're scrolling your feed, you're just seeing them pop up even more and more and more. So we are going to be really helping to crack open how they're done well, and how they can actually be a cash machine for your business. So if we haven't met before, guys, my name is Ashley Shaw. We probably met yesterday and the day before, but I am here to teach you all about challenges. I love challenges. And I think that the number one reason I love challenges is that they make marketing so simple. They are your one-stop shop to doing everything that you need to do to make money in a short period of time. So I'm just going to say this one reminder for here today, the importance of the difference between note-taking and transformation. There can be no transformation without application. So have your pad of paper, your pen, make sure you're following up with your homework, posting it in the Facebook group, pay attention to everything that we're doing because it's a challenge within a challenge. So you're taking note of the process, everything from email sequences to what we're doing in the day-to-day live training and everything. Yeah, it's really cool because you're able to see how it all unfolds in real time. So how to make the most of the challenge. Make sure you're officially registered, karma.ashleyshaw.ca/challenge. And how would you show up if you paid $10,000 to be here? Because the stuff that I am sharing with you guys, I have paid probably with 2-3 masterminds, over $60,000 to learn all of this stuff. So make sure you are showing up as if you paid to be here, because the stuff you're learning is definitely going to make a huge impact on your life, in your business, and how easy your marketing becomes. So if you paid for this training, you'd be here daily, all 5 days, and you would be here live if you could. And if not, you would catch the replay and then you'd be completing your assignment. So just make sure you're keeping up with all those things that we've talked about and you're showing up with intention. So where you're going to find the trainings, just as a recap, there's live trainings and replays. They're all in the Cash Converting Challenge group. If you go under the featured tab, you're going to see everything that is deemed important. If you go to guides, then you're going to see the day 1 training with the homework, day 2 training plus the homework. So that's where you'll just see the guides through each of the training, but the featured tab has everything that is important. So the trainings are going to be available until the end of the week, and then everything will come down. So it's really important to consume the content and be actively participating throughout the week of the challenge. Okay. And in terms of finding your workbook, you're going to be able to find that in the Facebook group. If you look under featured, it has been pinned there. So you should be able to get day 3 of your workbook. Okay. Now I just want to make sure you guys can see my screen. I have a feeling that I have been doing my thing and not showing you the screen. So I'm glad I had a look there. Okay. We should be good to go. You guys should be able to see everything now. So Cash Converting Challenge Workbook, where to find that in the featured tab, and all the homework questions are there. So that should keep it pretty simple. Okay. So next we are moving on to just a quick recap of day 1 and day 2. So day 1, we talked about what is a challenge. So if you remember what a challenge is, throw it in the comments for me. Let me know, what did you learn about challenges? Throw it in the comments for me and tell me what you remember. So what we talked about with challenges is that they are a time-bound event where participants commit to taking action with the delivery of live, actionable training. All the training is aimed at helping participants overcome obstacles and achieve one single outcome. Now, challenges are for everyone. Doesn't matter if you are a successful entrepreneur, network marketer, or you're a beginner, or you are in the middle. Challenges work for everyone. Now, the duration of challenges can be anywhere from 3 days to the max I would do would be 7. I really wouldn't go beyond that. And you have to have a call to action for participants to commit to daily tasks and demonstrate their commitment. So they're results driven and they're focused on driving momentum and trust, because Newton's first law of motion applied to momentum is what we are working with here when we run a challenge, right? We're giving them that momentum so that they feel really good and they start to see results. Okay. Can you guys let me know in the comments? Are you able to see okay, good. I can see now that you guys can see the PowerPoint. I just wanted to make sure everyone could see that. Yep. And I can see we're good to go. Okay. Day 2, we talked about the old way of marketing versus the new way. The old way of marketing was really spray and pray. It was very much like you could throw out a social media post. It could be fairly generic and you would get some traction. That is not the way it works anymore. The new way is that people want to trust you. They need to have that trust. They do not trust brands anymore. They trust people that are very specific. They drive value and they want to get to know you before they spend money with you. So the method of using a challenge funnel works because you invest this time with them, energy with them, and you help them get those aha moments as you're working through the challenge. So I want you guys to think about the challenge as the only one thing that you need. And I want to know, have you already made this decision? Like challenges, I get it. You've talked about it, Ashley. I get it. If so, put yes in the chat and let me know you've made a decision, because I've been working hard to give you guys all the information to show you and give you the proof that challenges are where you should be focusing your time. So if I were to have just a real honest chat with you guys, if I was talking to some of my close friends about this, some of my entrepreneur friends, I would, want to have an honest chat with them. And what I would always think about in my own life and reflecting, and when talking to people that I'm coaching and working with, is, can you be honest and real for a second when you ask yourself the question, have you taken enough action in this area of online marketing and in your business? Would you honestly assess how hard that you've been working in terms of time and energy? And would you assume that you're putting in enough effort to make this work? The reason I ask this is that I believe in the power of focus. And there's actually an ancient proverb that I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but the proverb is, he who chases 2 rabbits catches none. And I think this can happen in our businesses where we feel like we are focused on all these things we got to do. I got to post on social media. I got to post on stories. I got to follow up in DM. There are a million things that you could be chasing in your business. And the truth is, you only need to focus on one. which is running a challenge. It does all of those things all in one. So many of you might be struggling because you're continually trying to chase two rabbits, maybe three, maybe four. You're trying to launch, learn too many new things at the same time. And that's where it gets really difficult to get momentum and traction and begin to even think about learning to try to master something. So that's really why we're here, and we're stressing this point. To get some real momentum, it takes focus. And when you make a decision is what creates focus. So if you think about that, there we go. Decisions, when I say decision, it means to actually, the meaning of it is to cut off. When you make a decision, you're cutting off all other options, all other distractions. So when you choose a challenge funnel as the one and only method that you're investing time and energy into, you're making a decision. So let me know in the chat, have you made that decision? And let me know if you get it. You're like, yep, Ashley, I get it. Challenge funnel. That's where I need to be. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, so when we talked about an honest check-in with the level of effort and commitment that you're putting currently into your business, what can end up happening is if you feel like I could show up more, I could focus more, I could be doing better than I am. The reason that this happens, that we do not go all in, is there's something that is that little rhyme that I like, 1% in doubt and you're out. If you have even a little inkling of doubt that this is not going to work for you in your business, or that the current method of DMing people, hey girl, hustling people, whatever you are currently doing in your business will not work, you are not fully putting the intention out there that you want that this will be successful. If you have even just 1% of doubt. So it makes sense, right? Why would you give full effort into something if you didn't actually believe that it would work for you? So I know this to be true. It takes a lot of effort to be able to shift this belief. But once you see the path, once you know the one way for yourself that is going to work for you, and you have that belief in yourself, then you will be committed. And you will make that final decision that this is the right thing that will work for me. So it's imperative, guys, that you make that decision now. So here's the good news. You can change your mind later, but for today, right now, I want to help you pick this one thing. Okay. So we know challenges. Yep. Check. Got it, Ash. That's what we're doing. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about what we are selling and what this really looks like. Okay. So I want to introduce something to you called the No BS Challenge, which allows you to just jump headfirst in. So in this challenge, I'm literally taking away from you any and all excuses. People might think, I don't have the technology. I don't have the skills, any of that. It's all BS. You know how to use your phone. You know how to use Facebook. And this is the No Excuses Challenge. It requires no other technology. You don't need a Zoom account. You don't need a funnel. You don't need an email platform either. You're literally just creating a free Facebook group and then inviting people to join it on social media. And then you can DM people following up with that group link, or you can post that link to any groups you're running right now, link in your profile. Any of the places you post that link. The other thing is you don't need any money. You already own all these things. They're free. And then you're going to sell them the challenge recordings, which means you have no tech needed. You don't need to have anything pre-recorded, anything pre-built. So this is your bare bones basic, no excuse, no BS challenge. And this is something I'm going to encourage most of you to choose today to go into that mindset. You're just going to sell the recordings. So that is an option. If you really feel like I don't have a product, I don't know what I would sell. I think most of you guys would probably already have a product, but this is a way to get over that. You're just going to sell the training and the recordings, right? And you don't need to create anything else. And you might be thinking, well, don't I need a page, or don't I need a payment processor or something? You actually don't. All you say is, hey guys, if you want the recordings, here's my PayPal info, or here's my Venmo, or whatever. There's really easy ways. Like, you don't need any of that extra stuff that you might be telling yourself right now, I need this to run a challenge. So what is the difference between a challenge that actually crushes it and one that falls flat? Well, the difference is we got to think about the people that we're talking to in the moment that they're scrolling. Usually for me, it's laying in bed late at night when I am scrolling. Or for a lot of people, it's maybe sitting on the toilet, mindlessly scrolling away. So the thing that we need to remember is that we are interrupting. People are mindlessly scrolling, they're vegging out, they're more than likely, just doing something to pass the time. And they are not really thinking about, oh, I need to take action on this, right? They're just trying to kill time or whatever. So, here we go. The challenge that you are creating and thinking about, it has to stop the scroll with something that is called the big idea. So Todd Brown arguably is the one that invented this idea of the big idea. So he says, in an ideal scenario, your promise would address an urgent problem your prospect has that your product or service solves. The more urgent and severe and significant the problem, the more powerful and valuable your promise becomes. So what you don't want to do is focus on a non-urgent problem that people are not thinking about. And I like when I'm laying in bed at 3 a.m. in the morning and I can't sleep, what do I think about? Well, I'm not thinking about, like, let's say, flexibility. That's just not on my mind at 3 a.m. in the morning. What might be on my mind is something more like, man, I feel like my kids are like draining me. Like I am just out of energy and I don't want to be that kind of mom. That I am just drained all the freaking time and grumpy and cranky and whatever, right? So it's important that we get to the urgent problem that needs to be solved, not just surface things, because people don't lay awake at night saying, hey, I want more balance in my life. That's just not what they're lying awake saying, hey, I really need to solve balance. That's not coming up for them. So attention is the currency of today. So how many of you saw the name of this challenge that was about the cash converting challenges? And you're like, yeah, I would love more cash. That is something I think about. I want more money. I need more money. I want to quit this 9 to 5. I don't want to go back to work. I want to stay home with my kids. That has been running through your mind, right? So that is where this idea that you can run cash converting challenges becomes a big idea, because you've probably not heard it before. And so that's what probably got you leaning in a bit, right? So here's the benefit of having a really big idea and tying that to your challenge is you're going to get a much higher percentage of people joining your challenge, and you're going to have really much hotter leads because people are actually going to want what you're giving away in the challenge. So many more people are also going to show up and watch that training because they want what you're giving away. And the other thing is, like, think about it this way. People want to feel like it isn't their fault that they haven't succeeded yet, right? It's like they're missing something. It's this secret that they are missing. And so you want to make sure that people see that your big idea is like kind of this missing piece that they've been missing. And that you are going to help explain what this method is that they just don't know about yet. People are going to do what they want to do. So pick something that people already are eager to solve and like they are dead set on solving, not something that's like it's not a need to have. Pick something that's a need to have. And there's 3 main markets in the world, the biggest markets that people focus in on: health, wealth, and relationships. Those are the three big industries that people are very, very committed to solving in their life. Usually problems come up in those 3 areas for people. So that's a good indication of where you want to focus your time. So now that we understand a little bit about what big ideas are, I want to get into showing you some examples of big ideas, okay? I'm just going to double check here, make sure we got, okay, perfect. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Okay. Exercise and prioritizing exercise. Yeah, exactly. So Aaron, what that means is that That may be your solution. That's not what might hook them in, right? No, it's not a big enough idea for somebody to be like, yes, like exercise and prioritizing exercise. It's got to be this big idea that they have not heard before. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some examples here. So here is an example of a big idea. So this company here, they do money-making replays. So their big idea is turn your mini workshop replay into a product you can sell 24/7. So the big idea here is that you can take something you already have and turn it into something that sells 24/7. Like, who doesn't want that? The FOMO is real when you see a really, really good big idea. Here's another example, the Everlasting Ad 21-day challenge. So in this one at the bottom, you're just one good ad away. So what Keith is selling in this is my coach, Keith. And what he is selling in this is basically the idea. All you need is one good Facebook ad and it will be everlasting. Because typically in that market, most people are like turning off, turning on ads all the time. And it's this constant grind. So it's like, you're just one good ad away. So really good, big idea. We haven't heard it before. And I like to think of the big idea as like, think of a bucket of ice cold water, like being thrown on you. It's like, whoa, that is different. I have not heard that before. I am paying attention, right? That's how you know you have a good, big idea. Another example here is the one funnel away challenge. So that line about, oh, you're only one good ad away, it came from ClickFunnels, who one of the co-founders of ClickFunnels is Russell Brunson. And his like tagline, his big idea is you're only one funnel away. And so these are all big ideas, right? We haven't heard these things before. So they pique our interest, they get us interested, and they hook us in and we want more. Okay. This is where I got my best big idea. So I wrote a book. It originally had a different title. It was actually F What Your Upline Said. And that was our first big idea. And it came from like the most random place. We were having a team meeting about a couple of things. And I was talking, with my team, and we were just talking about uplines and various things in the network marketing industry. And then someone said it. They were like, well, F What Your Upline Said. And it was like, whoa, that is an amazing title. I love it. Like it captures your attention. It's a big idea. It's new. So we had that as the name of our book for probably a good 8 or 9 months. And then after a big idea has been around for a while, it starts to taper off. So we changed the name of the book again to another big idea. Network marketing won't make you rich. Do this instead. So it's like teaching people there's a big idea at play here. And what we teach in the book, it was the exact same thing, but we're teaching people how to take their network marketing business and make it profitable by adding in a couple pieces and so you're not just relying on like DMing people all the time. You have these other tools in your toolkit that you can use to reach bigger audiences. So you don't feel like salesy Sally DMing everyone. And that's your only way to grow your business. So big ideas you've got to play around with them. And what I learned from this exercise of coming up with this is that a big idea is like, if you can strike upon a belief, that is amazing too. And who's heard of Chat GPT before? Chat GPT is an incredible tool. And I wonder, I'm trying to think here if you guys can see this. I'm going to have to double check. I feel like I could show you guys something that would be super life-changing if you can see this and if it's working on the screen. So just let me know in the comments if this is working on Chat GPT here, that you guys can see this. You guys will have to let me know, because what you can do is there's this tool, it's AI, it's called Chat GPT. And what you can literally do, if you guys can see me, oh yeah, it's working. I see that it's working. Okay. So what you can do is literally be like, okay, what are the limiting beliefs of let's just say a woman. Oh, let's go women that are 35 plus that want to lose weight but can't. Okay. So sometimes I like to start with this sort of exercise with ChatGPT. I'm too old to change my lifestyle. Okay. So that's a belief. That's not a truth, right? My metabolism is slow because I'm older. Okay. That's another one. I don't have time. Okay. So these are all things that a big idea can hinge from, right? So I've tried everything and nothing works. What else we got here? Losing weight requires rigorous exercise, which I can't do. Yeah. Okay. I'm not strong-willed enough to stick to a diet or exercise routine. Like ChatGPT is just going to keep coming up with things here. I am meant to be overweight. Yeah, these are all definitely beliefs. So what you do when you're coming up with a big idea is you're going to look at all these limiting beliefs of your market. And so the one I would choose is my metabolism is slow because I'm older, if this was my demographic. So what's super cool about that is if I took that one, then I could do the 5-day metabolic reset for people that are over 35 or give an age demographic. So like it could be something along the lines of 5-day metabolic reset, no matter what your age, or for women 35 plus, something like that, or for women 45 plus, right? So what you're doing is you're pulling on a limiting belief because beliefs are a lot stronger to get attention. You're pulling on a belief and then you're basically reversing it. Okay. So that is how, like, a super easy way to come up with big ideas. And it just so happens that that one, the one around metabolism, is actually the June challenge material. We're starting to offer done for you challenges in our authentic marketing funnel membership. And we picked metabolism because I saw that as a limiting belief and was like, perfect. Let's create all the content for that and help people that are in that health and wellness nutrition niche focus on metabolism because it's going to get attention for sure. So that's a little trick. Put it up your sleeve. Remember that it's an amazing way to do research like that. No longer are the days you have to call a bunch of people. You have to ask your audience. Screw all that noise. Go to ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT. You've done all your research here. It doesn't matter if you have no customers. You can get it right here by putting in the key components of who you are helping. Okay. All right. Let's go back to that's where this book, like why this book and the title did well, is because it was a big idea. It got people's attention because there's a belief out there that network marketing can make me rich, right? And a lot of people believe that. So turning it on its head is not meant to like piss everyone off. It's more meant to be like, hey, I got your attention. Now let me show you how to really do this the right way, right? So that is what a big idea is. You should be scrolling. It should stop you. And you should be like, whoa, I need to know more about that. Okay. So here's another really, really great place to do research. Magazine covers have tons of big ideas. So whatever your niche, it might be that, you know, you sell makeup or beauty products or home decor or home scents, fragrance, like whatever you sell, there are magazines that talk about those types of themes, right? Pull up some magazine covers or go if you're shopping out and about, have a look at that magazine section. So many big ideas. So I had a look at this one and I saw the term hormone mapping. I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is. So therefore, if I don't know what it is, it's a big idea. So it's an interesting way to kind of gather ideas, right? 20-minute short but sweet sweats. Like another really great big idea, especially where we just saw one of the limiting beliefs for people wanting to lose weight is that they don't want to do like rigorous exercise. So you could take that and make it into something that's like, you know, speaks to that limiting belief. So they don't feel they have to do like working out hard to get them results. Okay. All right. So here are some big idea guidelines. You want to think about what is the biggest problem that they are trying to solve right now. And in the terms of currency, when we think about like things that hold the most currency, usually the currency is money, or it could be weight loss. And when you think about these things, like if I said to an entrepreneur, hey, have more balance in your life, or hey, make more money, one has a higher currency than the other, right? So you always want to be thinking about, of the things I'm trying to help with, what of these problems is actually the biggest one with the heaviest weight that I can help them with, okay? So next, you want to make sure that your ideal customer is problem aware. So what that means is that it's hard to help people that don't think they have an issue, right? So that the example of that would be if you're trying to target, let's say, people that don't actually feel like they're overweight or they need to lose weight. Like, it's not a great market to be in, right? Same thing is if you're focusing on people that never have money, there are better markets out there that you want to focus on. So you just want to make sure that whoever you are choosing to target, and this is the great thing about this, is that in doing a challenge, you can pivot like that. You don't have to go after the same audience you've always gone after. You can go after and start moving yourself towards an audience that is problem aware and they have money. Because if you're facing those two objections all the time, it's time to do a good hard look at what you're actually doing. And that's where, ChatGPT, another great example here. If I was thinking about, okay, let's say I was struggling and I sold Scentsy and I wanted to figure out, okay, who are the people that spend money on fragrance? Okay. And I'm talking to one specific, very, very special person out there today. So Vanessa, this is what I would do in ChatGPT. I would say, okay, so who is the buyer persona of someone that would spend lots of money on home fragrances? Okay, I'm just going to ask. I don't know what this is going to come up with. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping we get some good stuff. So this is going to tell us, ChatGPT is going to do all the research for us and find out sophisticated Sam, 30 to 55 years old, male or female, high level position, moderate to high income, interior design, real estate, hospitality, or any other position. Likely to have a college degree, urban and suburban areas, prefers high-end quality products and willing to pay a premium for goods that enhance lifestyle and home environment, likely purchasing from high-end retailers, appreciates quality, aesthetics, and luxury. They are likely conscious of health and well-being and thus prefer fragrances that are non-toxic. They don't like things that come off as maybe cheap or synthetic. Might be frustrated fragrances don't last long. This is sort of interesting, right? Because where did we see real estate here? Could be working in professions like interior design and real estate. Like, what an interesting market to go after, because the space has an ambience and an aesthetic with it. Those people are definitely, like, people that have a business they tend to be people that will spend more money on those things, right? Because it's a write-off. So that is an interesting angle to sort of look at with your buyer persona. Could it be somebody that is a little bit older and that maybe is in, like, how could you start reaching people that are in interior design, real estate, hospitality is the other one. So these are just interesting questions to ask yourselves, guys. ChatGPT is an amazing place to do this kind of research. And I would recommend everyone to look at that. Like, who is the buyer persona of someone that would spend lots of money on blank? Like, what is the product that you sell? Because you can change this up and go spend lots of money on supplements. Who are the people that are going to spend money on, if I can spell, supplements? Okay. So this question would get us health conscious Hannah, 25 to 45, predominantly female, professional, corporate exec, entrepreneur, or health and wellness professional, middle to high income, urban areas. Here's your psychographics, health, wellness, fitness, self-improvement. Concern. Okay, here's what they're concerned about: longevity, mental clarity, maintaining an optimum level of physical health. So if you want to sell supplements, you got to be focused on these sort of things, right? They believe in the importance of nutrition and the role of supplements in enhancing diet and health. Likely believes in proactive healthcare and preventative measures. Here are the pain points. They struggle to find reliable information, may find it hard to discern between genuine and overhyped products, frustrated with maybe the quality and high cost, might be dissatisfied with lack of personalized advice or recommendations. What a perfect way to be able to build in your coaching with personalized options. So I just think that ChatGPT gives us tools that we have just never had at our fingertips like that. So it can be a really cool way to make sure that you're on the exact right path with your challenge and what you need to focus on. Okay. So another thing your big idea can be is like steps or a process. Okay. Like I call mine the 5-step cash converting challenge method. Right? You're like, okay, what is that? What is that method? I need to learn more. Give me the steps. Teach me, right? It's something called the education bias. When people are being educated, they have this bias that they're just learning. They don't feel like they're being sold to. Clear over clever. Always needs to be clear over clever, needs to deliver a promise of something. And so, for example, the promise of this challenge is I am teaching you guys exactly what I did to hit $48,000 in sales in a 5-day challenge. I'm bringing you guys behind the scenes, showing you exactly what needs to be done for you to really connect the dots here and have a big result from a very powerful challenge that you can run to. Okay. These are some of the big idea templates that I like to work with, like how I blank. So you insert your result in blank amount of time without blank, which is a pain point that they may have, right? So for my audience, it's like without the tech headaches. Nobody likes tech headaches that I deal with usually. The other thing would be like time suck. Nobody loves like the content creation hamster wheel. So I try to remove those two things all the time. How can I make it easier? And how can I make the time suck less? Those are what I'm always focused on in my work. Or the 5-step blank method. Give it a crazy name. It's almost better to have, in that case, you can be clever over clear when you're coming up with your unique mechanism. For me, my unique mechanism is the cash converting challenge method. So you can sort of use those two idea templates to give you some ideas. Okay. And here's the thing to remember is that a big idea is a hook. Okay. So think about it like fish, right? You know that you don't really know what the fish are biting until you throw something out there and it grabs someone, right? So when it comes to fish, some eat worms, some eat power bait, some eat, I don't know, bugs and other things. I don't know that much about fishing, but I know that there's different types of bait for different types of lakes and different types of fish, right? So if I'm going to go out and try to catch something, I might try worms and it may not work, but I might throw something else out there, a different type of bait. And now the fish are starting to bite, right? So we don't always know what people are going to bite on until we try and we put things out there. And, you know, I think all of us can agree it's much better to be trying 4 or 5 different ideas and things to see what works the best. Because once you find that thing, you don't need 10 challenges. You need one challenge, one converting challenge that works. Because as soon as you get something working, you can put it on what's called evergreen. So it means all your videos, everything is all recorded. You are just sending traffic to that challenge and people are going through it and purchasing at the end. And that is the goal, my friends, is to create automation in your life so that you are not trading your time for an hourly wage. You are just trading your knowledge and what you know for money. Okay. So the truth is that imperfect action beats perfection any single time, right? Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. Okay. So I want to just normalize failure right up front in these challenges. Okay. I'm going to tell you, you might have tech issues. I've had several tech issues since we started this, right? I may mess something up. I may not have my PowerPoint up at the right time. I may not look perfect. I may be just using a computer or a phone. I might not have fancy equipment. And you know what? It doesn't matter, because I'm going to show you that you actually don't have to be perfect to succeed. And I'm bringing fear with me. You just bring the fear with you, okay? Because it's much better to have imperfect action than trying to have perfect inaction, okay? So the thing is, in all of this, we learn while we're moving. So how many of you guys have ever driven a manual transmission? So when I first started driving, my grandfather taught me how to drive a stick shift, okay? And when you're learning how to drive a stick shift, you get into first gear, which is always the hardest to like get out of that, right? And then into second, etc. And so I wanted to learn how to drive a stick shift. And my grandfather took me out in the parking lot, and we're in there he's trying to teach me how to drive. And he was like, okay, you have to be moving, right? And when I saw this quote, you learn while moving, well, bells and whistles went off. Like, I wish I would have realized this so much sooner. I always was trying to have things perfect before moving forward, before launching. And this is the only effective way to switch gears when you're learning how to drive a stick shift, is to do it while moving. So use your forward momentum, overcome the pause in your momentums, in your engine's power. So this is just the exact same as when it comes to learning something new. And the question is, why is this important to you? Because the answer is you're going to get momentum in this challenge as we're working through. We're in day 3 now. So this is the time to say, yes, I have momentum. I have forward motion. I want to keep going. And you don't have to make every aspect of it perfect. You just have to go. You just have to move forward. Okay. So procrastination is the biggest form of self-abuse. You've got the model, you've got the mentor. This is your time to continue to take action. Okay. So these are the questions for your homework. What problem is your ideal customer trying to solve? And if you want to get fancy, go into ChatGPT, check that out. You'll be able to go back and watch the recording to see some of those prompts I used, but find out what problem is your ideal customer trying to solve. And what are some potential big ideas for your challenge? Okay. Throw that into your homework. Use ChatGPT if you need some ideas. And I'm super pumped to look over what everyone is working on. And if you don't have a big idea and you don't have all of this stuff, know that there are options for you that are done for you. So I'm going to share some of those later on in the challenge. But for now, I want you to just think about this. What does your ideal customer really want to solve? And what are some big ideas for your challenge? Okay. And remember the no BS method. You can just pick a big promise and pick a name for your challenge, right? Pick a date and pick 3 to 5 tricks or tips that you can teach. You got a challenge. That's all you need, right? You now have a challenge that you can run, and, picking a date is the best thing you can do. And to be honest, guys, like, this is how I work. After I get off this training, I work on tomorrow's training, right? After I get feedback, okay? I build the plane as I fly, because that's what it is. Sometimes you might just have that personality that if you wait till you're ready, it's never going to happen, right? So just keep learning. I keep listening to my audience. I keep watching the comments and the feedback, and I know what the next step is. So you don't have to see the whole runway, guys. You just have to see like 1 foot in front of you. And then once you perfected it, then you can rinse and repeat. Your emails are written, your challenge is created. Then you are just rinsing and repeating from there. So to find your homework, guys, you're going to go into the featured tab. And I'm also going to put it in guides for day 3 there. Homework will be there. And this concludes day 3 for us in the Cash Converting Challenge Masterclass. So be back here live with us for day 4 tomorrow. And I'm going to show you how to start filling up challenges for free. Okay. So you can fill up your challenges for free without using a bunch of old school methods, and all these things are sitting on your phone right now to do this. Even if you don't have a big list, even if you don't have a big following, all the things that you will need to know to do that. Okay. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for showing up today, and we'll see you back here for day 4 tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for taking the time to level up today. If you're ready to commit to personal and professional growth, move forward, make money, and grow your health and fitness business, head to my free community on Facebook, Business Bootcamp for Fitness Coaches, so I can support you every step along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you right back here next week on Social Selling Simplified.